Have you ever looked at your left hand and felt like there was something different about you? Something you could never explain? Stop scrolling, because this message is not random. There is a reason your eyes landed here today. There is a reason your spirit feels restless while hearing these words. And if you leave before the end of this message, you may miss the warning that could protect your future from a dangerous trap already forming around your life. Some people were born ordinary, but others were marked for something greater before they ever entered this world. The mark on your left hand is not an accident. It is a sign that your life carries spiritual weight, and the enemy knows it. That is why your battles have been heavier, your loneliness deeper, and your journey harder than most people around you. You have cried silently while pretending to be strong. You have watched doors close for no reason. You have trusted people who suddenly betrayed you. And through all of it, you kept asking one question: why is this happening to me? The answer is because people chosen for greatness are always targeted before they rise. The dangerous trap in front of you is distraction. The world wants your attention, your focus, your peace, and your destiny. The enemy does not attack empty people. He attacks those carrying purpose. That is why lately you have felt exhausted, confused, and emotionally drained. Something has been trying to pull you away from your calling. But hear this clearly today. God did not bring you this far to abandon you now. The mark on your left hand is a reminder that you were designed differently. While others quit, you survive. While others collapse, you keep standing. There is a strength inside you that even you do not fully understand yet. But with that strength comes responsibility. You must protect your energy, protect your spirit, and protect your future. Not everyone around you deserves access to your heart anymore. Some people were sent to delay you, not support you. And the moment you finally understand your worth, everything around you will begin to change. God says your season of confusion is ending, but only if you stop ignoring the signs placed in front of you. This message found you for a reason. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, but so is the trap meant to destroy your focus. Choose carefully who you trust, where you go, and what voice you follow next. Because one decision can either unlock your destiny or delay it for years. There are millions of people in this world, yet only a few carry signs that cannot be explained by logic alone. If you have this unusual mark on your left hand, you may have spent years ignoring it, thinking it meant nothing, but deep inside you always felt different. From childhood, you sensed emotions stronger than others. You could feel danger before it happened. You noticed fake people faster than everyone around you. Sometimes you even felt disconnected from crowds because your spirit never fully matched the energy around you. This was not your imagination. There are people chosen for a deeper purpose, and before they ever step into that purpose, they often carry signs that separate them from ordinary paths. The reason your life has been difficult is because your destiny is not small. People with powerful callings rarely experience easy journeys. They go through betrayal, isolation, confusion, heartbreak, and moments where they feel abandoned by everyone around them. But every painful season was shaping your spirit into something stronger. While others were wasting time chasing temporary things, your soul was being prepared for something eternal. The dangerous part is that many chosen people never realize who they are. They spend their entire lives doubting themselves, listening to negative voices, and following distractions that slowly destroy their confidence. That is the trap God is warning you about today. The enemy cannot steal your purpose directly, so instead he sends confusion, toxic relationships, fear, addiction, overthinking, and emotional exhaustion to keep you from recognizing your true value. And lately, you may have noticed those attacks becoming stronger. Some nights you feel mentally drained for no reason. Some mornings you wake up feeling pressure you cannot explain. That is because the closer you get to your breakthrough, the harder the battle becomes. But hear this carefully. The mark on your left hand is not there to make you afraid. It is there to remind you that you were never ordinary. God placed strength inside you long before the world tried to break you. Every challenge you survived was proof that your spirit carries unusual resilience. You are still standing after battles that should have destroyed you completely. And now the time has come to stop doubting yourself. Stop shrinking your gifts to make other people comfortable. Stop giving your energy to people who only appear when they need something from you. Protect your peace. Trust the signs God keeps showing you. And prepare yourself because your life is about to enter a season that will reveal why you had to suffer differently from everyone else. Before you were even born, your life already carried meaning. Most people move through this world without ever questioning why they are here, but deep inside you there has always been a feeling that your existence is connected to something greater. You may not have understood it when you were younger, but every strange experience, every painful betrayal, and every season of isolation was part of a preparation process. God chooses certain people long before they realize it themselves, and those chosen individuals often walk through the hardest roads because their destiny requires strength that ordinary comfort could never create. That is why your life has never felt simple. You have probably watched others succeed easily while you struggled just to keep your peace. You gave love and received disappointment. You stayed loyal and experienced betrayal. You tried to trust people, only to discover hidden intentions later. At times it even felt like life was unfair to you, but what you saw as punishment was actually preparation. God was building discernment inside you. He was teaching you how to survive storms that would break weaker spirits. The dangerous trap many chosen people fall into is believing their pain means they are forgotten. That lie destroys more destinies than failure ever could. The enemy wants you emotionally exhausted because tired people stop believing in their purpose. They settle for less, surround themselves with toxic energy, and slowly disconnect from the voice guiding them toward their future. And if you are not careful, the same thing can happen to you. Recently, you may have felt spiritually drained, confused about your direction, or emotionally disconnected from people around you. That feeling is not random. Whenever someone is close to entering a new season, pressure begins to increase. Doubt becomes louder, fear becomes stronger, negative voices suddenly appear from everywhere. But you must understand something powerful today. The attack around your life is proof that your future carries value. Ordinary people are not targeted this heavily. Your spirit carries something rare, and that is why distractions keep appearing in your path. Some people entered your life only to slow you down. Some situations were designed to make you question yourself. But despite everything, you are still here. You survived moments that almost destroyed your confidence completely. And that survival is evidence that God never left you, even during the seasons when you felt completely alone. The time has come to stop viewing yourself through the eyes of people who never understood your purpose. You were chosen before birth, protected through battles you never saw coming, and guided through darkness for a reason that is finally beginning to unfold in front of you. There is a dangerous trap waiting for people who carry purpose, and most never realize they are walking directly into it until their peace, focus, and future have already been damaged. The trap is not always something obvious. It does not always look evil or destructive in the beginning. Sometimes it appears as comfort, attention, relationships, opportunities, or even temporary success. That is how distraction works. It enters quietly, steals your focus slowly, and before you notice what happened, you are no longer connected to the person God created you to become. If you have the mark on your left hand and have always felt spiritually different from others, then you must understand this warning carefully, because the closer you get to your breakthrough, the more distractions will appear around your life. Lately, you may have noticed yourself overthinking more than usual. You may feel emotionally exhausted even after resting. Certain people suddenly bring drama into your life for no reason. Your motivation disappears without explanation. You start doubting your abilities, questioning your future, and feeling disconnected from your peace. None of this is accidental. When someone carries a powerful calling, the enemy does not always attack through fear alone. Sometimes the attack comes through confusion. Confused people delay their own destiny. They become trapped in toxic cycles, unhealthy attachments, bad habits, and endless emotional battles that slowly consume their energy. The most dangerous part is that these distractions often come disguised as things you deeply desire. A relationship that feels exciting but destroys your peace. Friends who make you laugh but secretly pull you away from your growth. Opportunities that promise quick success but slowly damage your spirit. That is why discernment matters now more than ever in your life. Not everyone who enters your path was sent to help you. Some people are assignments meant to distract you from the future waiting ahead of you. And because your spirit carries purpose, the attacks against your focus have become stronger than before. But hear this clearly today. God is exposing the trap before it fully closes around your life. This message is your warning to wake up spiritually and emotionally before it is too late. Stop ignoring the signs your intuition keeps showing you. Stop forcing connections that constantly drain your energy. Stop returning to environments that repeatedly break your peace. The version of you that God is calling forward cannot grow while surrounded by confusion and negativity. You were not created to live trapped inside fear, distraction, or emotional chaos. You were created to rise above the very things trying to pull you down, and the moment you finally recognize the trap in front of you is the same moment your life begins to change forever. Right now, there is a battle happening around your life that most people cannot see. It is deeper than ordinary stress, bigger than simple bad luck, and more personal than you realize. You may smile in front of others while secretly carrying pressure that nobody understands. Some nights you lie awake thinking about your future, wondering why your mind feels so heavy and why peace disappears the moment you are alone. You try to stay positive, but something always seems to pull your energy down again. That invisible struggle is not random. When a person carries a rare purpose, spiritual battles often increase before major transformation enters their life. And if you have always felt different, especially if you carry the mark on your left hand that keeps appearing in this message for a reason, then you must understand that what you are experiencing is connected to something greater than coincidence. The enemy studies people with purpose carefully. He watches their weaknesses, their loneliness, their emotional wounds, and the moments when they feel tired enough to give up. Then he sends discouragement at exactly the right time. That is why some of the hardest moments of your life happened right before opportunities were about to appear. You may have noticed that every time you start healing, something suddenly tries to disturb your peace again. Every time you become motivated, negativity appears from somewhere unexpected. Every time you begin trusting yourself, doubt enters your mind and makes you question everything. These patterns are not accidental. The battle around your life is trying to convince you that you are powerless, when in reality you are far stronger than you know. The dangerous part is that many people lose this battle without realizing it because they slowly stop believing in themselves. They begin accepting toxic situations as normal. They silence their intuition just to keep other people happy. They ignore warning signs because they fear being alone. And eventually they become trapped inside a life that no longer reflects who they truly are. But God is showing you this message because your story is not supposed to end that way. You are being called to wake up spiritually before the wrong voices completely drain your confidence. Protect your mind from constant negativity. Protect your energy from people who only appear when they need something from you. Not every battle requires you to fight loudly. Sometimes victory comes from walking away from environments that no longer align with your peace. And even though you may feel tired right now, never forget this truth. You have already survived things that should have broken you completely. That alone proves there is a strength over your life that cannot be destroyed, no matter how intense the battle becomes around you. One of the hardest parts about being chosen for a greater purpose is realizing that most people will never truly understand the pain you carry inside. They see your smile but not the battles hidden behind it. They hear your words but never feel the weight your spirit has been carrying for years. That is why you have often felt alone, even while surrounded by people. You tried to explain your emotions before, but many misunderstood you, judged you, or told you that you were simply overthinking. Over time, you stopped speaking about your pain because you realized not everyone has the ability to understand what your soul has been through. And the truth is, people who carry rare spiritual strength often experience loneliness differently from everyone else. Their struggles are deeper because their calling is greater. From the outside, others may think your life looks normal, but they do not know how many silent battles you have fought without help. They do not know how many nights you cried privately while still pretending to be strong the next morning. They do not know how many times you wanted to give up but forced yourself to keep moving because something inside you refused to surrender completely. That hidden strength is one of the reasons your journey has been so different from the people around you. The mark on your left hand is symbolic of that difference. It represents the fact that your spirit was never meant to fit into ordinary spaces. But instead of embracing who you are, there were seasons when you tried to become smaller just to feel accepted. You tolerated disrespect to avoid losing people. You ignored your intuition because you feared being alone. You gave endless energy to those who only appeared when they needed something from you. And every time you betrayed your own peace to please others, your spirit became more exhausted. The dangerous trap is believing that your value depends on being understood by everyone. It does not. Some people are not capable of understanding your journey because they have never faced the battles you survived. They have never carried the emotional weight you learned to carry silently. That is why you must stop seeking validation from people who cannot recognize your worth. God did not design you to spend your life chasing approval from the wrong crowd. He designed you to walk a unique path, even if that path sometimes feels lonely. And the moment you finally accept that not everyone is meant to understand you is the same moment your healing truly begins. You will stop forcing relationships that constantly drain your energy. You will stop apologizing for protecting your peace. You will stop shrinking your spirit to make insecure people comfortable. And when that happens, you will finally understand that your pain was never proof that you were weak. It was proof that you were carrying a strength most people could never survive. This is the final warning God wants you to hear today, and it may be the most important message you have received in a long time. You are standing at a turning point in your life right now, even if you cannot fully see it yet. One path leads toward growth, peace, healing, and purpose. The other leads deeper into distraction, confusion, emotional exhaustion, and regret. The frightening part is that both paths may look similar in the beginning. That is why so many people lose themselves without realizing it until years have already passed. They ignore the warning signs. They continue trusting the wrong people. They silence their intuition for temporary comfort. And slowly they drift away from the life they were meant to live. But this message appeared before you for a reason. God is giving you one more opportunity to wake up before the trap closes completely around your future. If you have the mark on your left hand and have always felt spiritually different from others, then understand this clearly. Your sensitivity is not weakness. Your intuition is not imagination. The strange feeling you keep carrying lately is your spirit recognizing that change is near. Something around you is no longer aligned with your purpose, and deep down you already know exactly what it is. Maybe it is a relationship that constantly drains your peace. Maybe it is an environment filled with negativity and jealousy. Maybe it is the habit of doubting yourself every time you begin moving forward. Whatever it is, you cannot carry it into the next chapter of your life. Some things must be released before your breakthrough can arrive. God cannot fill hands that refuse to let go of what is destroying them. And although change feels uncomfortable, remaining trapped in the same cycle will cost you far more in the future. There are blessings, opportunities, and doors waiting ahead of you, but you must first stop returning to the things that keep breaking your spirit. Stop reopening wounds that God has already tried to heal. Stop chasing people who only remember your value after they lose access to your energy. Stop shrinking yourself to fit inside spaces you have already outgrown. Your destiny requires a stronger version of you now. The battles you survived were not meant to make you fearful. They were meant to make you wiser. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every painful season taught you resilience. Every lonely night taught you how to hear God more clearly without distractions around you. And now the time has come to trust yourself again. Trust the signs you have been receiving. Trust the peace that tells you when something is wrong. Most importantly, trust that God did not protect you through all your past battles just to abandon you before your greatest season finally arrives. Here's the conclusion and powerful ending for your full speech. After hearing this message today, one thing should now be clear inside your spirit. Your life was never ordinary. The struggles you faced were not accidents. The loneliness you carried was not meaningless. The strange feeling that you were different from everyone around you was not your imagination. Every battle, every betrayal, every painful season was preparing you for a moment like this, the moment you finally wake up and recognize your true value. The mark on your left hand is more than just a sign. It represents the truth that God placed something rare inside you long before the world tried to break your confidence. That is why you survived storms that should have destroyed you. That is why you are still standing after carrying pain most people could never handle. But now you face a choice. You can continue doubting yourself, returning to toxic cycles, and ignoring the warnings placed in front of you. Or you can finally step into the purpose waiting for your life. The dangerous trap surrounding you loses power the moment you become aware of it. And today your eyes have been opened. God is calling you to protect your peace, trust your intuition, and walk away from anything that destroys your spirit. Not everyone deserves access to your energy anymore. Some people were lessons, not lifelong connections. Some painful endings were actually divine protection in disguise. Stop shrinking yourself just to fit into places you have already outgrown. Stop apologizing for becoming stronger through your pain. The next chapter of your life will require courage, wisdom, and faith greater than ever before, but you are ready for it now. You did not survive all your past battles just to lose yourself before your breakthrough arrives. Something powerful is changing around your life at this very moment, and deep inside your spirit, you can already feel it. This message was not a coincidence. You were meant to hear it today. And if this message touched your soul, never ignore the signs God places in front of you again, because the people chosen for greatness are always warned before their destiny begins to unfold.